This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local. It's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And good afternoon. Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today, being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne, your home for that delicious sirloin steak burrito. Whether you do it for breakfast, lunch, even dinner, you do it all three squares. You're going to enjoy it always from Taco John's in Cheyenne. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service over on Highway 30, your exclusive home for Jayco RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers. Hey, this is the year you tour America in your new Jayco from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service on Highway 30 here in Cheyenne. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Del Range, directly across from Powers Field, and Menards, Ray and Cindy's Place, where they invite you to come on in for three delicious squares Monday through Saturday. And again, go to CheyenneChicken.com. Maybe you might need them to come and do a little catering. They do a fantastic cater out, too, and look at all the goodies that they have that they'll bring to your cater. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Del Range. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. The 19s are on the lot, and they're moving because the weather's nice and people are going out and kicking a few tires, taking a test drive. Don't snooze. You're going to lose. Some great stuff over at Key of Cheyenne. See my good friends AJ. And matter of fact, Greg's back in town too. So see the whole family over at Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way. Platte Valley Bank ×2. Banking done the old-fashioned way, done the high-technology way, and everything in between, including remodel loans, HELOCs. You can also get an auto loan and a home loan. All for you over at Platte Valley Bank on Vanda High and at the corner of College and Pershing Medicap Pharmacy. For all your pharmaceutical needs, see Gene and the great staff over on Bluegrass Circle, right next door to Texas Roadhouse, open Monday through Saturday. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center. When's your car going to be officially done?
I have no idea.
Boy.
Well, it depends on just supplemental funds from the other insurance, so.
So you can get back a third of a car, right?
What do you mean?
No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, Lennox Auto Body.
Like I said, at this point, I got a rental car that cost me nothing, so.
There you go. Again, Heather and the great staff over there. This is a family-owned, family-operated business for a quarter century. See them over on Dunn Avenue. That's the Auto and Truck Repair Center and the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Pershing Boulevard. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Again, see Tim and the great staff over there, where they remind you that you can get a great annual percentage yield on a 27-month CD. How about 3.1%? Mondello's Pizzeria across the street, 7 days a week. Paisan cuisine at its best, prepared by Joe and the gang over there. Always fresh, always delicious. Hey, they've been around for a long time. Reputation speaks for itself. Mondello's Pizzeria here in Cheyenne on Stillwater Avenue, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. And we get things underway with our scoreboard. It is being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. We'll go first to Nick. He should have some scores.
Well, I have local baseball and softball from this past weekend here in town, or at least around the area. We'll start with the Cheyenne Mustangs, who were down in Denver competing against a few teams on Saturday. They had a doubleheader, which featured at least a high school team out of Denver, Colorado. First contest for the Mustangs, it was a 14-3 loss for that team, but however, game number 2, it was a 12-0 victory for the Cheyenne Mustangs in that game as well. Small little footnote, at least it's kind of major as well, too. Ryan Chamberlain for the Cheyenne Mustangs in that 12-0 victory for the Mustangs. Pitched a perfect game, so congratulations to him. So with the split on Saturday for the Cheyenne Mustangs, they are 9-13 overall. For Cheyenne Post 6, who were up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming this past at least weekend, Thursday and Friday, only 3 contests. Friday ran into a little weather out there in Jackson Hole, but looking at Thursday, doubleheader action against Mountain View Tours, where they won that contest. We'll talk a bit more, at least once we have Lain here in studio with us. We'll talk a little bit about those games, but victory against the Mountain View Tours, game number 2 on Thursday against the Jackson Giants, lost that contest, and Friday's lone contest against the Idaho Falls Bandits, unfortunately lost that contest as well. So for Cheyenne Post 6 as they went 1-2 this past weekend, are 21-9 overall. For the Cheyenne Extreme, they were in action as well, too. They were busy this weekend. Saw a few contests, at least 4 of them on Saturday and Sunday, where they found 3 victories and only 1 loss. The 1 loss was in the semifinals, unfortunately, against the Denver Chaos, where they lost 10-4. And again, we'll recap and talk about that weekend with Coach Adam Galicia and the 4 o'clock hour of today's show. For at least the 3-1, at least overall weekend for Cheyenne Extreme, they sit at 38-1 overall. And also, to recapping from this past weekend as well, we do have a champion in the AHL Calder Cup Finals, as that came final. It was 4-1 advantage of the Charlotte Checkers as they won on Saturday 5-3 against the Chicago Wolves there at the Allstate Arena. So congratulations to the Charlotte Checkers, who defeat the Chicago Wolves, and they are your 2019 Calder Cup champions.
Correct yourself on the Extreme records. You had them at 38-1. They're
38-1.
There you go. 38-1 tie.
I'm pretty sure I said that.
No, you said 38-1. Trust
Yeah,
me.
either
I
way,
wouldn't
that'd be
lie to you. I
pretty
wouldn't
nice.
lie to you. I'm your pop. Let's go. Major League Baseball on tap for today in the Trop. It will be the Swingin' A's and the Tampa Rays as they'll play there in Tropicana Field. Oh, what a garbage dump that is. Yankees and the Mets, they will have the official Subway Series getting underway, interleague play between the Metropolitans and the Pinstripers. Diamondbacks Phils tonight at Citizen Banks Ballpark. This is all 5 o'clock games. Rangers Red Sox at Fenway. Cardinals Marlins at Marlins Park in Miami. Bucks and the Bravos at SunTrust Park in Cumberland, Georgia. 6 o'clock hour, the Pale Hose at the Guaranteed Rate Field. They will entertain the Nationals in interleague play. Cubs and the Rockies tonight at Coors Field. It'll be Yu Darvish for the Cubbies. Ramon Marquez towing the rubber for the Rocks.
Which that game up in Chicago that I attended, same pitching matchup, ended in a 9-8 final. It was a squeaker for the Cubs, so at least anticipating another high-scoring affair between those two tonight.
It was another great bullpen outing by Brian Shaw, I recall, in that game. Dodgers and the Halos also, that'll be the Freeway Series for the Angels and the Dodgers. That will be in SoCal tonight at Angel Stadium of Anaheim. NBA scoreboard. It is Game 5 tonight in Toronto. Will the Raptors close out the Warriors? Will the Warriors live to see another game? Don't know. And right now, we'll bypass on it. We'll talk about it later. That'll be in the Scotiabank Arena. Raptors up 3-1 in this best-of-7 series. That will tap around 7 o'clock hour time. Scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Hi, I'm Alex White, tea master at Pure Leaf. When I make tea, everything I know goes into it. You can't be impatient. When I craft Pure Leaf iced tea, I don't take shortcuts, because I want you to have the same amazing taste of iced tea that I do. So I start with fresh picked tea leaves. Then, after they're delicately dried, I blend and brew them at a lower temperature to draw out their unique aromas. And then I taste and fine-tune the blend for a delicious smooth iced tea. I'd love to have you take a sip right now, but that's one thing we can't do over the radio. But you can experience the same delicious taste of Pure Leaf iced tea anywhere you are. I'm Alex White, Pure Leaf Tea Master. Pure Leaf, our thing is tea.
First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Cosmetic surgery. Is it right for you? Cosmetic surgery can help individuals enhance their appearance and move forward with a renewed sense of confidence. Dr. Joseph Luby at Cheyenne Regional is a board-certified plastic surgeon with 20 years of experience performing reconstructive and cosmetic procedures, including breast lifts, facelifts, liposuction, and more. To schedule a consultation, call 307-638-8987 or visit CheyenneRegional.org/appointments. Cheyenne Regional. We inspire great health.
Is the touchscreen on your phone or tablet cracked or broken? Buying a new device could cost up to $1,000. Or you could let the local experts at High West Digital Solutions save you hundreds of dollars. We can replace your touchscreen in as little as a day, and your satisfaction is guaranteed. Visit our website at hwds.com or call 307-245-4333 and speak to a real live human being. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you. Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast. Only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, sunshine expected daytime high is 69. For tonight, partly cloudy. Our low dropping down to 44 degrees. For tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly sunny. With a chance for showers and afternoon thunder boomers, we're calling for a daytime high of 67. And Tuesday night, it's going to be partly cloudy with our low dropping down to 41 degrees.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Well, welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today. After a couple, 3 days off, we are back and we get a chance to talk baseball. Willie, Mickey, and Ty. Ty Lain joins us as, Post 6 was in Jackson. Post 6 found out that Jackson could be just as crappy weather-wise as Cheyenne, Wyoming. And, of course, you're near the Canadian border, so it's even colder up there.
I think, Yellowstone had snow up there and all this fun stuff, so go figure that it's June. So.
Well, this has been the anomaly year for games, especially in this part of the world. But you got kind of hosed. You got shortened on the tournament up there, but you did get some games in.
Yeah, we did. We got snowed on a little bit at the hotel. It was snowing when we woke up to leave on Saturday morning. So, yeah, we dealt with some weather, but, it was fun. It was a good weekend. It's exactly what our club needed. We got to see a couple teams from Idaho, some high-level teams, and competed well, and we're right in the mix there.
It's not so much the altitude because we're, 6,000-plus feet. But when you go to a Jackson, as you mentioned, snow, colder weather, what is your fear as the skipper of Post 6 with your kids out there playing on the field? Injury or, tightness in the arms? What is your major fear when you have an extreme change in weather?
Yeah, the biggest thing is field conditions. And, we got a lot of rain Wednesday night. The night before we got there was some rain Thursday night after we got done playing, and it was wet and a little bit soppy out on the field. So, especially making sure the footing is good around the bases, especially first base. Make sure the footing is good on the mound. Guys coming down the mound a little bit want to make sure they have some traction. So once we felt good about the field conditions, I know, weather can play an impact, but, how cold it's been for us throughout this spring and some of the elements we've dealt with already. Our bodies are comfortable being in colder weather, unfortunately, at this point of the year. And, we're comfortable handling pitchers on shorter pitch counts and doing the things that we need to do to handle weather. So none of that played a huge impact except for field conditions, and those got taken care of, so we were ready to roll.
Is there any worry, as we talk about, or at least you're alluding to, of being dealt with this cold weather, dealing with the rain, the snow, and what we've dealt with here in Wyoming, where, coming up this weekend, you do have 2 games coming up tomorrow here in town, but you'll be heading down south of Pueblo. You'll get to warmer weather, and obviously as we get into the thick of summer where, again, it'll flip a switch, and it's going to be 80, 90, 100. It's going to be those hot days where you're playing doubleheader games. Is there any slight worry that those bodies aren't going to be adjusted to that high heat, or some issue may arise that we are not used to those, high level temperatures where it might tire out these athletes?
And
playing
humidity as well, too.
Humidity, yeah, for sure. And the biggest thing is the way that we take care of our bodies in pregame, before games, before practice, the way that we take care of our bodies after we're done playing. And we're going to have to really hydrate well and do a good job of stretching out and taking care of our bodies. And something we haven't had to talk a lot about so far this year is hydrating and making sure you can handle hotter weather. And I'm excited to have that actually be a part of what we do going through the rest of the summer. So hopefully better weather's coming our way, and I think our guys are ready to start getting after it.
Well, the thing you would have to be concerned about, and again, going to Pueblo, I would venture to say you're going to probably run into temperatures 15, 20 degrees warmer than here when you participate this weekend. But my point is, though, with the pitchers, they're used to throwing now in the colder weather. Of course, as you mentioned, staying hydrated. As they're towing the rubber in these games now, it's more of you have to watch them that they don't get too tired, I guess, so to speak. And it's weird because you'd figure that they got, hey, it's warmer weather, we can throw, but I think exhaustion comes more into play now for the warmer weather.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, when you get loose and ready to pitch in a warm day, you feel a lot better, and you feel like you could throw harder, and your feel for your pitches feels better. And that sometimes turns into exerting a little bit more energy early in a ball game, whereas in a colder game you might not do that. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on and try to prepare for. Go out and we talk about trying to carry the water as long as you can carry it, and we want our guys to go out and just give us their best effort for as long as they're physically capable of doing it, and then moving on to the next guy and have enough guys to kind of complete the process.
You've seen this many years now, and again, being a former player as well as your brother. Do you notice that from a pitcher on the hill? Do you notice when they're wearing down? Can you see it physically?
Yeah, absolutely. The first place that it starts to show is location, really, more than velocity. And when guys early in the game are dialed in on where they're throwing the baseball and it starts to get a little bit erratic, even if the velocity hasn't dropped much yet, you can start to have a pretty good idea that he's starting to fatigue a little bit. And then usually the velocity will start to come down as well. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. We've got a big stable of pitchers here in our program, and this is kind of what we need them for to get through these months of June and July and get us to the postseason healthy and tip-top shape, ready to roll.
And I just want to go back quickly to this weekend. Again, Thursday and Friday, 3 contests up there in Jackson where, again, Thursday, doubleheader, 1 game against Mountain View where you won that contest 13-8, taking on at least game number 2 that Thursday against the Jackson Giants. They're the home standing team. Unfortunately, lost to that team 5-3, who was kind of turning out to be a little thorn in the side of Cheyenne Post 6 out here in the state of Wyoming. And then Friday, the only contest that you were able to play against the Idaho Falls Bandits, where you unfortunately lost that contest 4-3. But besides at least the 1 win against the Mountain View Toros, just give us a little at least recap and rundown of just what we ran into for those 2 losses against Jackson and also to the Idaho Falls Bandits.
Yeah, I thought we played very well this week, and I was very happy with our performance and the way our guys competed. Beating a team in Mountain View that knocked us out of the regional tournament and went to the Legion World Series last year, and we really swung the bats well that day and came out and got that win. And then Jackson's tough, man. They've got a good club. They've got a lot of college guys back. We faced the number 3 pitcher from Miles City, who was a game away from making it to the Division II JUCO World Series. And so he's an established veteran pitcher with good velocity, knows what he was doing, and he pitched really well that night. But we competed right in there with them and found a way to tie the game up 3-3, had opportunities to win it. I thought we played well that night. And then against Idaho Falls, we're playing a team that the 2 high schools from Idaho Falls ended up playing each other in the Idaho State Championship game in that state, and they combined those 2 teams together to create their Legion Idaho Falls team. So we're playing a very talented club. They had a guy drafted in the top 20 rounds, several different college guys signed and ready to go play at the next level. And we had ourselves an opportunity to win the game. I mean, we get to the 7th inning with a lead. Ended up getting walked off, but I thought we played very well and competed hard, and there's things we can learn from and get better, and we're looking forward to moving on and trying to learn those lessons.
And going back from this past weekend, not to cut you off, but looking forward to tomorrow where you'll have a doubleheader here in town at Powers Field against Gillette Rough Riders, again, a team that is no slouch as well. So, again, you go from tough opponents to continue on this week, eventually down to this weekend in Pueblo of the teams that you'll see out there. But looking at least where you're talking about, hey, we need to fine-tune and get things kind of fixated here during the summer. The doubleheader tomorrow, as I'll give a little quick at least rundown, again, at Powersfield against Gillette, start time 4 o'clock, and then at least tentative schedule for that doubleheader. Second game about 6:30 here in town. What's going to be the kind of main focus for this upcoming at least doubleheader tomorrow? Are we looking to kind of just rest some arms, kind of do a trial by committee pitching staff for those 2 games? I mean, what's kind of the end goal for tomorrow's doubleheader?
We're 100% dialed in on tomorrow. We spent this last weekend kind of preparing our guys for this doubleheader on Tuesday because these will be conference games. So they're going to have a decision on where we stand in the state tournament, what side of the bracket we're going to be on. And so for us, they're as must-win of baseball games as we've had all season. It really is 2 postseason games for us here in early June, which is it's not normal for our schedule, but it just worked out that way this year. So, we were on pitch counts. We were lining up our guys, getting prepared for this doubleheader here this Tuesday against Gillette, and then we'll have our best horses ready to roll and try to win 2 games, and then we'll regroup when we get to Pueblo and kind of go from there.
I'm hearing it in your voice. Matter of fact, on the question before Nick just asking this one, I'm hearing in your voice now the confidence coming from you, the coaching staff, with this squad. And again, question marks at the beginning of the year. Some of them are being answered rather rapidly. But it's almost the situation where we talk to basketball coaches. It's not how you play in December, January. It's how you're playing in March. And again, for you, not so much the work in progress, but the molding and gelling together of this team. You're seeing those fruits of the labor right now coming together. Feeling pretty good as we start looking ahead here for the next couple of months.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so proud of our guys, man. I mean, we've battled a lot of different things as far as elements and injuries and what we've had to come through to get to where we are, and the way that we're playing. These guys have battled, and they've worked their butts off to put themselves in a position to be the team that we are right now. And so, we've been going 2-a-days basically for a long time now, getting our offense locked in, working defensively, and no complaints. These guys show up to the yard and grind, and they're starting to learn how to win and compete at a high level. So I'm excited about our club, and I'm excited about the difficulty of our schedule coming up, and seeing what that does to our team and how we can handle some of that adversity and see where we end up.
Well, this local community needs to also to get a little excited as well too about this team. Go support them again. As
Gillette will be down here tomorrow.
Yeah, they
show up.
Yeah, they certainly do. But again, recap it for folks. Again, Post 6 in action against the Gillette Rough Riders coming up tomorrow at Powersfield. Again, go out there, go support Post 6. 4 o'clock start time for game number 1, 6:30, at least tentative start time for game number 2. So, again, go out, go support Cheyenne Post 6.
All right, I'll be there. You're looking at me. I'll be there.
We need them all. We need them all out there.
All righty, Coach. Best of luck to you, and go get them again.
Awesome. Thank you.
All righty, we're going to come back, take a timeout. After the timeout, we're going to come back, and we're going to talk with one of the members of Post 6, he being Dawson Macleary. We're back after these words right here on 1480 KRAE.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly. And then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Are you tired of paying ATM fees? Hi, this is Rick Flood, president of Platte Valley Bank in Cheyenne. Use your Platte Valley Bank ATM or Visa debit card at any ATM anywhere. We won't charge you a fee on our end, and we'll reimburse any fee you incur at any other ATM. That's right, no ATM fees at Platte Valley Bank. How about that? Platte Valley Bank, 3310 North College Drive and 421 Van High Avenue, or pvbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Community banking for you.
Hop into the KRAE Time Machine each Monday through Thursday for the golden age of radio, featuring famous radio classics such as Jack Armstrong and Suspense Theater, along with pioneers in the entertainment industry like Bob Hope and Abbott and Costello, along with many other performers who've captured our ears many, many years ago. Join us for the golden age of radio Monday through Thursday, 8 until 10 p.m. on 1480 KRAE, also 101.1 FM, and you can also stream all of our programming on 1480krae.com.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
If you're looking for fun and adventure, Kia of Cheyenne is the place to start, and the 2019 Kia Sorento will help you find it. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Sorento will give you what you need to make things happen. This vehicle has plenty of power, all-season traction, safety features, technology, and comfort for any road you're on. Kia Sorento offers plenty of standard features for the money, and we're all about saving you money. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Our special guest, and again, thank you to Ty Lain, skipper of Post 6. We have Dawson Macleary. Now, the last time I saw Dawson, he was tossing the rock, but that was the oblong pigskin for Cheyenne Central. Now he's got the cowhide, and he's tossing it for Post 6. But first off, Dawson, welcome to the program. Also, to exciting times for you. Going to be a senior next year.
Yep.
Fired up about being your last year of high school.
Yeah, I'm very excited just to be a senior and just finally take another step closer to your future. Is just very fun.
Have you thought about what's going to happen to you after you get done at Cheyenne Central? I mean, is college in the offing?
Yeah, I'm definitely. It's definitely in the future. It's just the toss-up right now, football or baseball. I mean, both of them I'm really excited. Love playing the sport, and it's just really the best fit for me in the future. I mean, education is very important, and whichever offers will make me more successful in the future is where I want to go.
Let's get a bit of a background for you, Dawson, where at least we'll start on the football side. Obviously, again, QB for Cheyenne Central under at least Coach Apodaca out there for the Central High Indians. How long have you been involved with at least football? How long have you been playing football?
Ever since I was young. I mean, flag football all the way to tackle football with the city, and then McCormick and Central.
So basically, you've kind of developed into that and adopted. But and we'll look on baseball for Cheyenne Post 6, or at least even starting from the little leagues. I mean, how long have you been playing baseball, at least for your life?
I'd say about the same. I mean, growing up through T-ball and then the Raptors, Post 6, just great opportunity for me.
So the good news with him, and I didn't mean to interrupt on you, Nick, is that you're a well-rounded athlete, and again. You're not being asked right now to make a choice. That decision may come, sometime next summer or next spring. We don't know. But the point is, I'm going to ask you flat out, if you had to pick a sport, which one would it be? It's not a wrong answer.
Yeah. I'd say probably baseball right now. I mean, it's ever since I was young, I've dreamed about being a baseball player in college, majors as every kid, but it's really just been my passion and been the sport that I love to watch, love to play, and love to do.
Being the student athlete that you are, and again, you've taken your licks. I mean, you've paid your dues, And as Coach mentioned, you had a knee problem, if I recall. So let's ask you how the knee's doing, and are you at full strength?
Yeah, I feel at full strength. It felt great. What happened was I just planted on first wrong, got hit, and I ended up spraining my LCL. So I was out for 2 weeks, and then I got back last Wednesday when we played Casper, and right now it's just about getting back in the game. I mean,
more repetitions.
Yeah, I mean, right now live at bats and just getting repetition right now is what is really helping me, and practice these last couple of days has really helped me, and I feel like I'm locked in right now and ready to go.
Ready to contribute.
Well, and as we look at least talk about your future, as it's kind of been a theme right now of this interview with you, Dawson, as again, if you want to continue the baseball career in the next level, what goals did you kind of set yourself for at least this season to get those potential looks? Obviously, you're getting a little behind the eight ball with the injury. Hey, it happens with athletics. You've dealt with it many a time, but heading into this season where you're going to have those opportunities, get those potential looks, especially now as we get deeper into the summer tournaments, whether it is in Omaha, down in Pueblo, get those college looks. Did you set yourself any expectations, goals for this season to try and help get your case out there to those college scouts to get you that kind of inked in at least early on and don't have to worry next year?
Yeah, I mean, other than a couple camps and prospect camps here and there, I'm really just focused on the team in general and winning a state championship and going to win the regional and going to Shelby. I mean, if that's your goal and that's your goal as a team, the other stuff will come along with that. And with a better team gets noticed more. And I mean, I'm for the team right now, and the individual stuff will come.
And we feel bad. Tell us positions that you play on post six.
Right now I'm second base, infielder, and I also pitch too.
Again, preference: pitching, second base, infield. What is where you'd like to be at?
I like infield because it gives you the opportunity to hit, but I also love pitching because it's one-on-one. You get to control the ball and get to perform every time. It shows just shows character, I feel like.
Right. It also shows that you're a workhorse as well, too. At least with baseball and football, you just do everything out there. So at least for Coach Apodak and also, too, for Coach Lain, again, you were just that all-around athlete. So as we talk to at least every athlete that we get in studio, we'll ask you the same question as well, as it'll kind of allude into something else. But give us a little background, MLB favorite team that you like to watch.
I'm a Philadelphia Phillies fan.
Yeah. All right, so at least now
it varies. I mean,
we're getting a new team everywhere. I like it. So at least with the Phillies, but as you talk about at least having the interests, in the infield, at least looking at some entities. Is there anyone that you kind of look at the major league at least level where not so much steal their style or at least try to emulate, but are there any players right now currently that are playing that you look up to and go, I like his style, or I'm learning something from him, or I want to try that move. Is there anyone like that?
Yeah, I really enjoy watching Carlos Correa for the Astros, and he's just a determined guy, very, very gifted and very good athlete. And actually, before, not currently playing, but I also watch Chase Utley, and he's my favorite player to watch, and second baseman, and he on the team that won the World Series, so he's been my favorite player.
Yeah, I'm surprised you wouldn't say DJ LeMahieu did not kind of emulate him a little bit. I think he's kind of a well-rounded second baseman.
Yeah, he is. Coach tells us a lot of stories about DJ LeMahieu, and I really respect him. He's a great player.
We look towards this season here, and again, it's been a growing season for you guys. And again, we know the tournament's going to be in Gillette. We know that Casper's got some good arms, and we know that Jackson now is not too bad of a ball club. But you guys are the defending champions. I mean, that's something to take a lot of pride in. You being through this program most of your life. Tell me how important it is to you to get to that next level if you can get past Gillette.
Yeah, it's very important, but I mean, we have to take care of business at state and just working as hard as we can every day. leading up to the state tournament, and we play a tough schedule, which helps us build
character
and build a stronger team, and to go through all the ups and downs. But in general, a set goal for us is just to play it one pitch at a time, and that'll take care of itself, and just World Series focus on every pitch.
Well, Dawson, we wish you all the best. We'll get a chance, hopefully, to see you tomorrow night out of Powers Field.
Yeah, again, we're, as Coach Lain did mention with those Gillette, at least contest tomorrow night. Again, big. They matter, at least, again, regarding the conference.
Games,
so, as Dawson's talking about pitch by pitch, again, that's going to be those two games where pitch by pitch, you're going to be carefully watching every single.
Well, we wish you all the best throughout the summer, and we'll catch up with you again during the fall as well, too. Dawson Macleary joining us here, Post 6 Baseball on 1480 KRAE. We're back after these words.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Human history has shown anything is possible with inspiration and hard work. The 4-minute mile, a man on the moon, a water skiing squirrel, and now sirloin steak burritos from Taco John's.
Sirloin steak burritos are back at Taco John's. Stuffed with hand-carved sirloin steak and bold flavors like the melty, savory grilled cheese steak burrito, plus steak and shrimp or steak and potato olays. And for the morning, 2 steak and egg breakfast burritos. Sirloin steak burritos are back, but only for a limited time. Olay the Day at Taco John's.
Right now, it's time to head over to Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service for low prices on outstanding RVs in Wyoming. Your local, exclusive Jayco dealer wants you to check out their closeout deals, as well as their 2019 inventory of trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. You can save up to 30% on select models with approved credit. You can find them at 6102 East Highway 30. Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service is a proud sponsor of LCCC men's and women's basketball, also our local high school teams too. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Cheyenne Regional Medical Center Supportive Care, our mission is to help patients with serious illnesses live as well as possible for as long as possible. We address physical, social, emotional, and spiritual needs for each patient and their families or caregivers to improve their quality of life. If you feel that you or a loved one may benefit from supportive care, please call 307-633-7952 or ask for a referral from your primary care provider.
Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast, only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day, at Windmill and Del Range. Are you thinking about buying a new water heater? You could spend $1,300 or more on a gas-fired water heater, or you could spend $0 on a top-of-the-line electric water heater from High West Energy. That's right, $0. High West members can upgrade from gas to electric without spending a penny. Don't you wish all decisions were this easy? Go to highwestenergy.com to learn more, or call 307-245-3261. High West Energy, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, sunshine expected daytime high at 69. For tonight, partly cloudy. Our low dropping down to 44 degrees. For tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly sunny. With a chance for showers and afternoon thunderboomers, we're calling for a daytime high of 67. And Tuesday night, it's going to be partly cloudy with our low dropping down to 41 degrees.
Here, the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Well, folks, it's not just here in the U.S. where we have shootings. They have them everywhere in the world. And again, I'm sure everybody...
What kind of a stupid opening comment is that?
Well, no, I'm just talking about what happened with Big Papi. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are. People with guns are just idiots.
Yeah.
And
some are. I would not classify everyone.
Well, I'm talking about these clowns that go out and try to commit mayhem, okay? If you did not hear Big Papi David Ortiz, the iconic figure with the Red Sox, who's been retired, was shot yesterday at a club in Santo Domingo. This is the club he frequents. And a team of surgeons in Santo Domingo operated on Ortiz for 6 hours. And they removed part of his intestines, his colon, as well as his gallbladder. He also suffered some liver damage from this shot. Point-blank range.
But he's, at least from the reports, he's going to be okay.
He's well enough now. The Red Sox have actually sent a plane.
Yeah, he's heading to Boston.
Yeah, that he's going to head to Boston to get better treatment, I guess, than obviously than you get in the Dominican. Here's what we know. Authorities said Ortiz was ambushed by a man who got off a motorcycle and shot him in the back at around 8:50 local time at the Dial Bar and Lounge. Again, this is a place where Big Papi and a little bit of his entourage hang out.
Which could also, too, say, hey, if he frequents often, again, obviously for criminals, for thugs, or whatever it may be, again, obviously if they're scouting, they know he's there, and if they have some sort of vendetta, he's kind of in that right spot, or, again, hey, if he's here at this time that day, it leads to what may have happened. But again, we're at least down there, Dominican, at least officials are still trying to figure out what was the reason.
Well, they got two suspects in custody: the suspected shooter and the suspected driver of the motorcycle. Now, what we all thought it was the suspected driver of the motorcycle, he's been identified as Eddie Feliz Garcia, who was captured, and I mean, this guy got the snot kicked out of him. I mean, they pulled him off the bike and literally beat the hell out of him to the point where he suffered a cranium contusion, trauma to his thorax, his left knee and right leg, according to the Dominican Republic's National Health Service. He was treated at the hospital in Santo Domingo before he was released to police custody. Now, they have not released the identity of the suspected gunman. Earlier this morning, we all thought it was Garcia as the suspected shooter. Investigators are trying to determine whether Ortiz was the intended target. Ortiz's father, Leo, told the local media he had no idea why someone would want to shoot his son. But,
which is a valid question because, Big Papi, David Ortiz, is probably the most...
I mean, he's larger than life.
He's the kindest person. He is the ambassador for baseball. He's the ambassador for the Dominican Republic. Has done all, fantastic work and good for that, at least, nation. Again, the guy who's not done anything bad probably in his entire life. It does make you wonder what the true, at least the reasoning behind, if it was targeted at David Ortiz, was it trying to, who knows why people do these things. But, again, a million questions do get brought up. So, again, as officials do try to get this all at least broken down and figured out what exactly happened and why this happened. And, again, it happened to, again, one of the most kind, gentle humans on this entire planet.
He's a well-beloved guy and again, a great ambassador for baseball, like you said. The thing, too, with Big Papi, I guess his age, 43, he's not old by any standard. So, obviously, that trauma that was first initiated in his back at point-blank range, evidently the surgeons were able to arrest those problems, and where he was in intensive care, but he was out. Again, he was out of immediate danger being in intensive care.
Yeah.
And this is the strength of Big Papi, whether he's gained 25 pounds or not, who cares? The point is he's now able to sustain a travel from the Dominican Republic to Boston, Massachusetts via plane, where he can be careful.
Long flight.
Yeah, so that's good news. It sounds like the recovery portion of the program is starting to kick in place. He's stable now. So, and maybe, when he has that opportunity and he's able to put one and one together, maybe he'll be able to address what actually took place, why it happened.
I wouldn't doubt. I would think that David Ortiz is definitely going to talk about it. He'll probably get some sort of at least national stage to talk about this. I wouldn't doubt that ESPN highlights it or something, but it wouldn't surprise me that maybe not this week, maybe give it a couple weeks, or maybe he does get it done pretty recently. But
let's just get him healed up. That's all we can ask.
But I would not doubt that he comes out and talks about it, or at least says, "Hey, I'm okay. Here's what happened, and here's what's going to happen moving forward."
We are also going to talk about your trip here in just a second. I do want to mention that.
Well, we got plenty to talk about, whether it is my trip out to Chicago for the sport.
We'll get that here because the next
But
hour.
I'm just saying, there's a lot that happened in the past couple weeks.
Oh,
especially,
yeah,
again,
absolutely.
A big story that came out of here.
And we're going to get to that. Real quick, too, just want to. The fire was lit again yesterday between the Dodgers and the Giants. Max Muncy hitting the home run that went into McCovey Cove. And again,
I don't care.
Words between him and Madison Bumgarner, and it's just typical Giants Dodgers. Fuel.
Yeah, it's
the
a
fire.
rivalry. Go figure. It is something where you have the team worst to first competing against each other. Where again, Madison Bumgarner, what he did, even in that first inning, he was just outright just angered and just upset about
what he
everything.
should be upset about is your team. They can't hit.
Well, I think that's it. It was just at the boiling point for Madison Bumgarner and that entire team, where this team is frustrated. This team is sick and tired of just how bad it's gotten at this franchise. Where again, you were the kings of baseball, a dynasty in the 2010s to now a laughingstock here in the NL West, if not Major League Baseball. And what we saw yesterday was basically the tipping point for at least again, we're in a heated rivalry. You saw your ace basically pull a move of maybe that fires up the troops, so to speak, for the Giants. It's not going to happen, but
again, maybe not.
But again, it was basically the bowling point for Madison Bumgarner for the Giants of what happened. Of they're sick and tired of what's going on.
About 4 years ago, this was the toughest ticket to buy in Oracle Park. I hate using that word. Right now, you see a lot of empty seats now in that place.
That happens. I mean, right now in baseball,
fans are
even attending where the Cubs are a decent franchise, where team is doing well. They recently won a World Series championship after not having one for over 100 years. The franchise is moving in an upward direction. Even in attending a game of where, yes, it's Cubs, Rockies, it's not a big ticket item, but there was a ton of seats open at Wrigley, the game that I attended, where the weather was questionable, at least once it got into the game. But overall, I mean, during the day, it was about 70, 80. It wasn't bad. There was no excuse that fans shouldn't have showed up for, again, in the heart of, the third largest metropolitan area in this entire U.S.
And they're in first place right now, tied for first.
I mean, it happens. Again, Colorado, we'll see those fans eventually trickle away from Coors. It does happen. We saw it last year where they slowly trickled in once at least the end of the season became, and fans realized, hey, this team is playoff bound. I mean, you see that across all of MLB. I mean, the fans that do stick around, or at least were attempt to sell out. The only teams or stadiums that have come up to my mind: St. Louis,
Houston.
Houston has had when they were losing 100 games. Minute Maid was not
now, but now they are packed.
I'm just saying those fans have disappeared from that franchise many a time. Again, when they were losing 100 games,
St. Louis is basically
St. Louis. Even when they're bad, when they're good, they stay true. And that's probably the only baseball, at least town, that does that. Again, looking up and down, Philadelphia, no. The two New Yorks, absolutely not. Boston can be fickle as well. Even at least the years before they were winning championships.
I think we go St. Louis. They're the best baseball fans.
But I'm just saying of what happened with what we're seeing with Chicago, Colorado, San Francisco. I mean, even L.A. For whatever reason, at least in Dodger Stadium, they can't pack up that thing even when the team is good, and it's been good for over a decade.
They're still drawing about 3.5 million every year, so they're doing.
Yeah, but it's not selling out that thing.
They're pulling their weight. 50,000 people there. They're not doing too bad on their home dates. Real quick here. As we get ready for the next hour, and we will be talking with Adam Galicia. He is the skipper of the Extreme 18 and Under team, and we'll have Jordyn Wright joining him for our edification. We'll have them on here talking Extreme Softball. So we'll find out what's going on with them. And, again, we'll introduce you to one of the players as, again, we'll find out more about Jordyn Wright. Really what I want to get into, and you mentioned this, while you were gone, the news coming out of LCCC with the athletic director stepping down, he being Clark Rasmussen, 1 year on the job. And
under a year.
1 year, adios.
Yeah, it was even under a year because I do believe he got, well, as we look at June, actually, yeah, about a year with LCCC. Again, his tenure is over there for the LCCC Golden Eagles. Again, no longer as at least athletic director there for LCCC. So, again, the hunt that we went through last year, we go through once again. So now we await of what the decision is going to be. Last year we knew, at least during the hiring process, that we had interim AD. That was head soccer coach Vince Gibson. Question is, will he become interim again during that point in time? Will someone else on that part of the random coaching staffs there at LCCC take that interim role? And who will be our new AD at LCCC? As, again, now this school has to go through this hiring process again.
Right. And then again, you've got other changes going on at LCCC right now. So I'm venturing to say the nationwide search is on for the Golden Eagles athletic programs. Clark Rasmussen will be in play until the end of the month. So he will be here until June 30th. So hopefully some type of movement will be taking place with the LCCC Golden Eagles athletic program. And again, since Scott Noble's departure, only 1 year for one Clark Rasmussen, as he's heading back to Idaho, if I recall, and going into the private sector after leaving the athletic department.
I do believe so. So, again, it did come at a bit of a surprise that at least resignation by Clark, removing himself from LCCC. But, again, a guy where, again, not to kind of sling mud at him, but did have the big controversy this year,
exactly.
again, with head coach Jim Gardner in the LCCC women's soccer program, again, where the infamous story, to give a quick recap, if you were hidden underneath a rock during that time, where, again, it was announced by at least LCCC AD that removed Jim Gardner as a head coach position. And then about a week later, I do believe about a week later, again, President Joe Schaefer announced that they were rehiring Jim back, that they worked out and brokered a deal to get him back for 1 year to be at least finish out his career as the LCCC women's head coach. So, again, at least for Clark Rasmussen, his time here at LCCC, again, what he is known for is kind of the black mark that was that situation regarding and handling Jim Gardner in the LCCC women's soccer program. Again, about a few, at least around winter time, again, a few months ago here in town.
Well, and also, too, as he experienced in that role as athletic director, and again, too, the stability of one Jim Gardner in the soccer program for LCCC, and again, those that went to bat for Coach Gardner.
And there was a lot of them. The entire community kind of rallied around him.
Yeah, the community kind of rallied, and it kind of gave LCCC a black eye. And again, too, can you lead after a situation such as that? Don't know.
It seems like it would be pretty tough.
And it would be tough within the community to go out and try to sell LCCC athletics when you're embroiled. And again, it was a controversy that didn't go to bed. It kind of hung around for a while. So
it was something that was absolutely big, where, again, a lot of people, including us, wanted answers. I reached out to Clark, where he denied to at least give us an interview and explain of his decision of removing Jim Gardner. So, again, it was rumors regarding Jim being fired. There were rumors about what was going on internally at LCCC. Again, it was a dark cloud that was hovering over that campus for quite some time, and it did leave a black eye for at least the athletics in that school during that time. So, but right now, at least LCCC looking forward and addressing this once again, hopefully that staff does realize, or at least that hiring staff does realize of, hey, this is what happened, this is what we need to do, and this is the person or entity that we need to focus on to get us in the back direction, to get that coaching staffs, whether it's men and women's basketball, volleyball, and the 2 soccer programs, to get them all on the right track and moving forward and developing successful and winning programs over that LCCC. What direction do they go? Do they keep local? Do they stick with a coach out there? Do they look outside once again? Who knows? It is $1 million question right now, and it is a big question. It is something that is a big determination right now for LCCC of what route will they go. Yeah. Because again, you've already, that hiring staff, in the eyes of a lot of the community here in the city of Cheyenne, you failed with that hire.
Well, and unfortunate, too, with Clark Rasmussen, his legacy is only going to be remembered by the one incident. Yeah. And that's unfortunate. I mean, he did have one opportunity to bring on a new coach because, remember, Austin Albers resigned and headed down to CSU Pueblo, so he had that opportunity.
He didn't resign. He accepted the job. Let's say that. He didn't.
Well, no, but I mean, he resigned at LCCC to go take the post at CSU Pueblo. But my point is, at least Clark Rasmussen, in his very short time, had to only fill one coaching position, which he brought in. And I think you will agree with me, too, and we've had this discussion. He went to his old digs and brought in one Kerry Coates, who may not have
there's nothing wrong with, at least, again, with the College of Southern Idaho, where, again, it is a campus, it is a school that is known for their athletics. They train very good teams up there.
And she has the resume. She may not have the head coaching resume, but she's got the resume to lead this program.
Yeah. So a program that is going to be, in development this year, a team that lost, at least in the volleyball scheme of things, they lost a lot of talent. A lot of talent that is moving on to that next level. A lot of talent that did kind of, quote-unquote, get sniped by Coach Austin Albers down at CSU Pueblo in the D2 level that have moved on. So Kerry Coates, again, her introduction into being a head coach for the first time at LCCC with this volleyball program that is, in recent years under Austin Albers, been a top 25 nationwide ranked program.
Right.
It's going to be tough going out of the gates for her because, again, she has so little to kind of work with right now, where not a whole lot of returners returning back to this team to help develop back, or at least keep it on that right direction for that top 25 program.
She's got a lot of holes to fill, but I'm assuming that her and the coaching staff right now are addressing those needs. And I would think, too, again, as we had that chance to talk with Kerry when she came on the air, she's a very confident young lady. She knows what needs to be done, how to get everything put in place. And she also understands, too, this program and the value right now with the volleyball program. She knows where it's at, and she wants to at least try to keep it right at that level. So she knows what players she needs to go after.
But outside of volleyball and with that hire with Kerry Coates, again, we say nothing but good luck to her and hope for the best for LCCC volleyball as it continues to hopefully be a respectable program here across the nation, including here in Region 9. But again, with the resignation with Clark Rasmussen from LCCC, it does bring up the big question right now out there at that campus of what direction do they go? Because, again, all eyes, I think this is going to be a hire that's going to be looked under a very tight microscope by this community. This community that had to rally around and focus and shift its focus for about a month to that campus and the situation that was happening out there. So you wonder will this be a hire that takes its process, its time? Will they do their due diligence about this hire? Or is it something that they've already had someone in mind and just put that entity in to at least kind of keep things rolling, since we are about a few months away from soccer getting started and other athletic programs getting underway?
I would think, Nick, by the end of this month, once Clark has that opportunity to clear out his desk, I would think that LCCC will be ready to make that announcement. I think they've already posted it. People are already on the, referencing that position right now. I'm sure a search committee will be put in place, and I would venture to say they will have things ready to roll by July.
If I have a recommendation for that, at least committee out there, that hiring crew for LCCC for a new athletic director, again, what we saw before, again, nothing against Clark, but at least what we saw before Scott Noble left to go down to Western New Mexico, I would recommend for this committee is, again, we're talking about a local campus, local teams that focus on a lot of local athletes as well, too. Why not kind of keep it on a local hire, whether it is a head coach around this area or a other AD around this area? That's just my recommendation of might as well keep it local as what we did. We saw the success with Scott Noble, who, again, addressed, who basically he knew the community very well, got folks on board with LCCC again from his time at Cheyenne South, and basically got eyeballs, and including us here at KRAE, over there to at least spotlight this school here in the city of Cheyenne. That's just my recommendation for this, at least for this new hire of maybe it's a smart route to go of keeping it local, keeping it internal, keeping it with someone here around this area that knows this town, that knows what this athletics means to this town and to that campus as well, too, and is going to be, first and foremost, Cheyenne and also to LCCC.
Well, and also, too, you want that candidate to not so much put roots down here, but going to hang around.
Yeah.
You know, we can't go through this
again
every
and
year.
again,
Once a year or once every couple of years. You know, again, obviously you don't want to be at LCCC forever. I mean, you value your stock a little bit, and if you can put some good things together, then obviously you look at bigger and better things. So yeah, I agree with you. Hopefully they will come up with the right candidate and one that's going to make a lasting impression at Laramie County Community College. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back. Going to talk extreme softball after these words here on 1480 KRAE.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And it is hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk Today. It is being brought to you by Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons, open Monday through Sunday. That means they're open every day for delicious Paisan cuisine. First Tier Bank directly across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Again, check out their special CD rates going on right now, especially on that 27th month CD open Monday through Friday, First Tier Bank. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center, family-owned, family-operated for a quarter century. The Auto Body Shop over on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs, whether you shop inside or go through the convenient drive-thru. Gina's great staff invites you to come on by, and with your doctor's prescription, they'll take care of everything else for you. Medicap Pharmacy, Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse, open Monday through Saturday. Platte Valley Bank times 2. The original location on Vanda High, the east side location at the corner of College and Pershing. Again, banking done so many different ways from Platte Valley Bank. And again, whether it's the high technology way or you want to do the old-fashioned customer service thing, hey, Platte Valley Bank is there to serve you. Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way, the lot with 2019 Kias waiting for new homes. Whether you do the SUV Telluride, you do the Kia Soul, Sorrento, or maybe you want to go big time and do the Stinger, Kia of Cheyenne is going to put you in the right vehicle today. See my good friends AJ, Greg, and the entire crew over at Kia of Cheyenne. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Delrange, directly across from Powers Field, and Menards. Ray and Cindy's Place, Monday through Saturday, serving up breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 2 convenient drive-thrus, and you've all had a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, so you know what I'm talking about. Delicious eats and treats at Chick-fil-A of Cheyenne. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service over on Highway 30, your exclusive Jayco home for RVs, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. See our good friends over at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service today. And we want to thank Taco John's of Cheyenne. Yes, celebrating 50 years, their 50th anniversary last week. Still going strong, and right now the sirloin steak burrito is the specialty for the early part, well, the latter part of spring, maybe into the early summer. Taco John's of Cheyenne, again, inviting you to try that sirloin steak burrito for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we also want to thank Pepsi of Cheyenne, who's a very important part of our family. As they bring us the Pepsi scoreboard, we go first to Nick, and here's what's going on in his world.
Well, here's what happened this past week in local baseball and softball. We'll start with Cheyenne Post 6, as we talked about earlier. But to give a quick recap of this weekend, Thursday and Friday, 3 games in total, 2 on Thursday. It was a 13-8 win for Cheyenne Post 6 against Mountain View. And then for the 2 remaining games on Thursday and Friday, it was a loss against the Jackson Giants 5-3, and the Idaho Falls Bandits, they lost 4-3. So again, Cheyenne Post 6 going 1-2 this weekend. They are 21-9 overall. For the Cheyenne Mustangs, they were down in Denver taking on a high school team down there. They had 2 games on Saturday, a doubleheader. First game, unfortunately, was a 14-3 loss for the Mustangs, but however, game number 2 was a 12-0 victory for the Cheyenne Mustangs in that game. And a little footnote, nice little compliment for Cheyenne Mustangs. How about Ryan Chamberlain, pitcher for the Cheyenne Mustangs? Perfect game in game number 2. So congratulations to Ryan on that one. As for at least the Cheyenne Mustangs, who went 1-1 this past weekend, they are 9-13 overall. For local softball, including Cheyenne Extreme, they were in action this entire weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 4 games in total. At least looking at Saturday, 2 wins for the Cheyenne Extreme, where they defeated the Colorado Outlaws and Kersey, and then also 2 got a win on Sunday against the NC Sting. Unfortunately, on Sunday, game number 2 in the semifinal of the tournament, lost that game against the Denver Chaos. So for Cheyenne Extreme, as we'll talk more with Adam Galicia and recap this weekend, they are 38-1 overall. Recapping as well, too, on the ice for the AHL, as for the Calder Cup Finals, it is finally over. It was over 4-1 in favor of the Charlotte Checkers as they defeated Chicago, the Wolves, 5-3 on Saturday. Again, Charlotte Checkers are your 2019 Calder Cup champions. And no NHL action for tonight after, again, Boston gets it done last night, so there will be a Game 7 between St. Louis and the Boston Bruins to determine who will be your Stanley Cup champion.
Talk about it later. Major League Baseball. The Swingin' A's and the Rays of Tampa at the Trop later on here in the 5 o'clock hour. Mets and the Yankees Subway Series, 5:05 from the Bronx. It will be the Diamondbacks and the Phils at Citizens Bank Ballpark. Rangers Red Sox at Fenway. Cardinals and the Marlins at Marlins Park, 5:20. The Braves at SunTrust Park in Cumberland, Georgia, hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates. Nats, White Sox in the 6 o'clock hour. Rockies tonight at 6:40. They will entertain the Chicago Cubs at Coors Field. Yu Darvish on the hill for the Cubs, that is, and for the Rockies, it'll be German Marquez, and for the 8 o'clock game tonight, it will be the Dodgers and the Angels, the Freeway Series at Angel Stadium of Anaheim. That'll get underway in the 8 o'clock hour. NBA scoreboard, 7 p.m., it will be Game 5 between the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors in the Scotiabank Arena. Oh, by the way, the Raptors with a commanding 3-1 lead in that best-of-7 series. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
This is the Pepsi that's got a date with your taste buds. We're talking 1,000 bubbles dancing a 2-step with you and 2 tacos at 2 a.m.
Order number 83? Come on, you're up!
This is the Pepsi that has mastered the art of the late-night munchies and is always down to dig into some deep dish.
Hey, we don't do deep dish, capiche?
Try telling that to Chicago. This is the Pepsi for po' boys, pulled pork sliders, and the godfather of all sandwiches, the Godfather. This is the Pepsi for street carts, anything a la carte, and is dying to make the leap into your grocery cart. Come on, take us home with you. This is the Pepsi for those who are forever fun. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
Cheyenne's oldest coin dealer and supplier, the Coin Shop, is proud to serve the community since 1982. Trade or sell your gold, silver, and other precious metals. Visit with David and the knowledgeable staff for a fair and honest assessment of your valuables. Located at 510 West Lincoln Way. Call them today at 778-7196 to schedule your personal consultation.
Join us for a free celebration of summer at the Community Recs and Events Super Day 2019. Saturday, June 22nd from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Sponsored by Holly Frontier. Visit food trucks and vendors. Get soaked in a squirt gun fight. Bounce through inflatables or test your hand at kids' carnival rides. A fun outdoor event for the whole family. Now located in North Lions Park. Don't forget the free concerts in the amphitheater, Joe Sjogren Shanghai, and Larger Than Life March 4th. Visit CheyenneRec.org for more details.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Come one, come all. The Capital Lumber Company's 11th annual Bell Santa races on Wednesday, June 19th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. The entry fee is free, and you can register today at the Capital Lumber Company inside. Also, you can do it on their website and Facebook page. Prizes will be awarded for first, second, and third, and most creative Bell Sander. It's fun for the whole family at Capital Lumber Company's 11th annual Bell Sander races, Wednesday, June 19th at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast. Only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, sunshine expected, daytime high is 69. For tonight, partly cloudy. Our low dropping down to 44 degrees. For tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly sunny. With a chance for showers and afternoon thunder boomers, we're calling for a daytime high of 67. And Tuesday night, it's going to be partly cloudy with our low dropping down to 41 degrees.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. It is hour number 2, and we get a chance now to talk Cheyenne Extreme Fast Pitch. 18 and under skipper joining us, Adam Galicia. The weekend that was. Coach, let's talk about your squad and, again, top-of-the-line talent that you matched up against.
Yeah, you know, it was not our best weekend for us as a team this last weekend. We didn't have our best games, even though the maybe some of the scores may indicate otherwise. Our pool draw that we had was, you know, it was decent competition. Wasn't the best to push us, you know, and it kind of set the tone for Sunday. And it's not that we did bad. We just didn't have our best game this week. And sometimes that happens, you know. On Sunday, our pitchers threw well, but they didn't throw their normal, really good games. Hitting, we had some good hitting performances this weekend, but we didn't hit well from top to bottom all the way through the lineup. So it was a good weekend, but it was a good opportunity for us on Saturday to get a lot of girls in positions that they hadn't normally got to play because of the competition level. So we got to get some looks at them, and you know, our pitchers were splitting the games on Saturday, so they didn't get their full reps in. So we didn't really click at 100%.
Well, let me ask you this, though, real quick. And I hate to use the word burnout, but we'll go ahead and go with that word. I mean, you've been at it for, you know, about 3-4 months now. Is that one of those situations where you're going to have an off weekend just because, hey, we've been, you know, it's just not every day, but, you know, it's like, you know, for the last 13 weeks, I haven't had a chance to take a break, so to speak.
Yeah, you know, and that happens. And one thing I always tell the girls, I told the girls this year, you know, we're going to have the opportunity to play for 4 or 5 championships this year. And, you know, we've met that and exceeded that. And but we're not going to win every weekend. So, but we expect to be competitive every weekend. I expect 100% effort. And I probably got 100% of whatever they had this weekend, but it wasn't our 100% for our team, our normal team play.
looking at this past weekend as you were down in Erie, Colorado, competing at the Shootout on the Plains tournament. Again, as you mentioned, with Saturday, 3 games where they were all wins. You're looking at the Colorado Outlaws, an 18B team. You won that game 10-2, taking on the Kersey Broncos, winning that contest 11-1. Then at least ran it out against the NC Sting, another 18B team, 15-4. So again, you got 3 victories there, at least between those, and then unfortunately that semifinal game against the Denver Chaos, which wasn't also to an 18B team, lost 10-4 against that team. But again, 38-1 overall. I mean, it's not too shabby at this point in time of where your team's at. Again, you're still in single digits on the loss side.
Yeah, I'm very pleased where we're at, and one weekend's not going to set the standard or set the tone for the rest of the season. And sometimes you got to have them kind of weekends where just everything's not going 100% right to get you back to the reality of, I mean, we've been working hard, but sometimes mentally we think girls have a tendency, and the team and the coaches, we think we're somewhere where we're really not, and so it gets us back down to reality to work.
Missing out on these championship games, or at least getting to that finals where you miss it out, at least this past weekend down in Erie. I mean, as we talk with you and looking forward as we're getting to that point in time of the Florida trip, again, for the national tournament, missing out on those championship games and competing, does that hurt the Cheyenne Extreme, where, again, we're out here in the middle of, kind of nowhere here in the state of Wyoming, where other teams might be kind of put on a precipice more than the Cheyenne Extreme? Missing out on championship games, does that hurt the Cheyenne Extreme in the long run for those, at least, tournament opportunities, at least in the Nationals?
One weekend out of the season's not really going to hurt you too bad, because we've established ourselves pretty good with our record, our power ranking status. We're sitting pretty good. We're still one of the, for B teams, we're still one of the top ranked teams in the country. That tournament we're going out to in Florida is an 18A. It's an open tournament, so there's going to be a lot of A teams out there. So we want to, keep our ranking as high as we can when we go out there, so we get a lot better seed. But it's going to be, there's going to be tough competition out there, and we just want to be playing at our best level, highest level, when we get ready to go out there.
Adam, you've coached literally hundreds of games with the Extreme 18 and under team. So let's talk about the weekend that it was, where it sounds to me like you're just really you've seen it all, and this weekend is one of those weekends that, hey, it's happened before, and we'll minorly address it, and then we'll move on. I mean, that's basically how you're not poo-pooing it, but it's just one of those situations that, hey, not your first rodeo.
Yeah, I definitely talked to girls about that for this last weekend. With, like I said, our pull draw that we had on Saturday didn't really set the tone for us to establish our, be on our A game. I basically told them, it was a good learning experience for us mentally. We're going to forget about the games we played, even though the scores may say something different. We didn't play our best ball. We're going to learn lessons from it, things we didn't do well. We're going to work on those. But the weekend's forgotten. We're moving on, and we're not going to dwell on it. We're going to just keep moving forward.
What are going to be those lessons, at least the lessons coming up this week as you prepare for this upcoming weekend? At least what are practices going to look like for the Cheyenne Extreme for this week?
Well, and one thing that we're going to really focus on is intensity level. We talk to the girls, when we go to play these tournaments, play these games, is who are we playing? We're playing ourselves. We want to play at the highest level. You don't want to ever lower your level of play down to the level of the team you're competing against. So we're going to keep up the intensity level. We're going to a lot of high pace, constant motion, working, and just work ethic, just just moving. Period. And so that's what we're shooting for.
Well, and I hear the word intensity. So what are you looking for when you scratch that lineup out and you got your kids on the field? What is going to be your indication that this team is at Adam Galicia's level?
When we're consistently hitting through the lines, when we actually in our dugout presence, when we're focused on the game, what's going on, and I hate when I hear conversations going on in the dugout about exterior things that have nothing to do with the game. It tells me our focus level is not where it needs to be. And when we're focused, the girls are up on the fence. They're paying attention to what's going on. They're cheering each other on. They're talking it up, helping each other out. When we're on defense, whoever's in the dugout's hauling out base stealers, all that stuff, So it's all the little stuff, and we just didn't have that this weekend. And it's
Let me ask you this real quick too, because you said something, and I thought about it.
I think I'm probably reading off the same wavelength of you.
When Marissa was playing, cell phones not allowed in the dugout.
No cell phones, and it's I mean, even when we have parent meetings, anything like that, it's like, give me your cell phones or put them all on this table or whatever, because that's a big distraction in today's sports world with the males and females, and no cell phones allowed.
At least that's good to hear, at least out of the dugout, that we don't have to worry about those distractions.
Were we on the same page?
I was going to ask that question as well, too, because they at least kind of alluded to that. But as we focus to next weekend, I do believe, at least for Cheyenne Extreme, keeping it kind of on the locale side, at least here in the state of Wyoming, going up to Torrington for a few contests where you'll see familiar foes again. I do believe the Garing team will be coming out for that. But just give us a little preview of what are you expecting coming up this weekend, heading up at least north to Torrington.
So on Thursday we have a doubleheader. We'll be playing Garing our first game, and then Scottsbluff, their high school team. We're going to hit them up on the second half of that doubleheader. We've never seen them before, so it's going to be kind of nice to see somebody different. That's kind of something that's going on like this last week in a lot of the same teams. So I'm looking forward to getting out there, establishing our game. Setting the tone for this weekend when we head up to Gillette to play up there. We'll see, all our whoever in state. I'm not sure who's all going to be there yet at Gillette. Nothing's been posted, but obviously we'll have Gillette and Casper. Those are two top teams in Wyoming that we'll be facing this year for our state tournament. And then there's going to be some Billings team, Montana teams coming, South Dakota teams coming. So it's a college showcase tournament. So there'll be a lot of college scouts out there. Recruiting, and so we got to get the girls ready, set the tone so that they're on their A game this weekend.
Let me ask you this, and I know we go back to and we need to wrap up here and get a chance to chat with Jordyn here, but I asked you this in the beginning of the season, as you mentioned, college scouts. Do you start getting phone calls, inquiries now about some of your kids?
Yeah, it'll start happening. I even started happening Extreme Week, and we actually had 5 college coaches show up. Unfortunately, they showed up here and they were transitioning down to other things in Loveland and then to Steamboat through some showcase tournaments. And because of our high school graduations, we couldn't play till later in the game, and all the coaches had to head out by noon. But it was kind of nice to see that we had 5 JUCO coaches show up to our tournament, and we're looking at players and stuff. They had specific players they're looking at, but if you're playing against them or you're playing on the same field, they're looking at everybody.
All right. Well, Coach, we wish you all the best coming up here this week. Again, a lot of softball still in the offing for the 1800 Extreme team. Adam Galicia, head coach of Cheyenne Extreme. We're going to take a time out. We're going to come back. We're going to talk with Jordyn Wright after these words here on 1480 KRAE. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
For almost 60 years, 1480 KRAE has been Cheyenne's home for good times and great oldies. Add to that live play-by-play sports featuring high school football and basketball, along with LCCC men's and women's basketball. Now combo that with KYOY FM, and you have Cheyenne and the area's only locally owned AM and FM radio stations. But we don't stop there. We also have 2 FM translators which serve the area with programming from both KRAE and KYOY. And that equals a lot of bang for your advertising dollar. Radio yesterday and now today, along with our websites, web streams, and digital ventures, makes us your one-stop shop. For more information, information, please call Don Morris at 307-637-0301.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Human history has shown anything is possible with inspiration and hard work. The 4-minute mile, a man on the moon, a water skiing squirrel, and now sirloin steak burritos from Taco John's.
Sirloin steak burritos are back at Taco John's. Stuffed with hand-carved sirloin steak and bold flavors like the melty, savory grilled cheese steak burrito, plus steak and shrimp or steak and potato olays. And for the morning, 2 steak and egg breakfast burritos. Sirloin steak burritos are back, but only for a limited time. Olay the day at Taco John's.
Check out the huge savings this week at Town & Country Supermarket Liquors. Here are just a few of the terrific weekly specials. Our Super Radio buys, heard only right here, feature Chi-Chi's ready-to-drink cocktails. All available types, 1.75-liter bottle, $9.49. Smirnoff Vodka, 1.75-liter bottle, $18.99. And Busch or Busch Light, 30-pack, 12-ounce cans, $19.99. Town & Country Supermarket Liquors on the South Greeley Highway, Cheyenne's low-price leader.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-through window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-through window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Right now it's time to head over to Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service for low prices on outstanding RVs in Wyoming. Your local, exclusive Jayco dealer wants you to check out their closeout deals as well as their 2019 inventory of trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. You can save up to 30% on select models with approved credit. You can find them at 6102 East Highway 30. Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service is a proud sponsor of LCCC men's and women's basketball, also our local high school teams too.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing! And it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today for Monday afternoon. It's been baseball and now fast pitch with the Cheyenne Extreme. I want to thank Coach Adam Galicia joining us here moments ago. Now we get to introduce you to yet another player, and it's nice too. The schools are all represented. If you notice, Central and East, and now South, and of course we had our youngster from Torrington.
Yeah.
So we got Jordyn Wright joining us here, and Jordyn was telling us off air she's going to be a senior next year. We'll get into that here in just a little bit, but I want to welcome you to the program. You're an outfielder for the Extreme. Tell us a little bit about what position you actually play in the outfield.
Okay, well, most of the time I play right, but I have had some time in the left, and I really enjoy it. I've been playing there my whole life, which that's where I'm most comfortable in. And I've kind of played a little bit of second, but not much of that.
Well, give us a little background. As you say, you've been playing your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
When did you kind of start, or at least if you had to put a specific age, when did you start playing softball?
I feel like 10 years ago. I can't really put it on the spot. I think like second grade is when I started playing. So I played with like rec for 3 years, and then I went for the Extreme.
Perfect. So at least know how, at least what to expected for the outfield, and also to playing softball and for the Cheyenne Extreme. So, but also to at least getting your background with the Cheyenne Extreme. Again, as we mentioned, you're going to be a senior at Cheyenne South. You play softball, but is there any other athletics that you currently compete in?
Not really. I kind of focus on softball a lot more, but I did play soccer last year. That was just kind of new to me, and I just wanted like a cross-training type sport just so I can get faster for softball. So every sport that I do play, it's kind of just to get better at softball.
Let's talk about your team, the Extreme. Again, played a lot of softball during the spring and summer. What are your individual goals for this team?
I feel like I want to work on my hitting a lot more and work on my footwork in the outfield. And so, like, with my hitting, I was kind of struggling a little bit this year because I wasn't, like, working on my back leg and staying on my back leg. But now I'm starting to get the hang, and I feel like that'll really help my team a lot if I could just figure that out, because most of the time when I can hit, I can hit pretty far.
And so obviously you've hit a couple 3 home runs with the Extreme this year.
Yeah, or just some.
So, and again, I think when we had on here, it was last week or a couple weeks ago.
I do believe we've had 2 individuals back to back that have been home run hitters.
Yeah, so let's ask you the excitement of knocking the ball over the fence.
Well, when you knock it over the fence, you kind of don't really feel it, and I feel like when you hit it over, you don't expect it to go over. Most of the time, when I think it's gonna go over, I just kind of stand there, which is probably not what you're supposed to do. But then I was like, how did that go over? Because it didn't feel like it at all, and then you just know, like, and then you'll just jog and run the bases, and it's just nice because your whole team's cheering for you, and it's exciting.
Kind of just standing there in awe, but at least you haven't, we talk with a few individuals, whether it's baseball or softball, what's happening kind of in the pro levels on MLB where, again, those home run hitters, they have a little bat flip or a little celebration. Has there ever been a moment, at least for you in your softball career, have you ever thought of those home run celebrations or those bat flips possibly cruising around the bases, getting home?
Yeah, I have. There was one time, which was really exciting for me. I won state. It was a couple years ago. Or I wouldn't say I won it, but I had a walk-off home run, which was awesome. And that was one of the moments because I was like kind of crying my eyes out because I was just so happy. And that was probably one of the moments where I just wanted to like flip and like do a whole bunch of stuff.
Now, the thing you mentioned that you want to work on your footwork in the outfield, and again, with the Extreme, you're busy. I mean, let's be real. Our pitchers aren't striking everybody out, so everybody's got an opportunity to play defense. Tell us a little bit what your weakness is in the outfield. When you say footwork, what do you mean? That getting back on the ball, reading the ball? What do you feel is the weakness right now?
It's definitely reading the ball because sometimes I can't really see where the ball is going, and then I'll just pause there for a minute, and even that second of pausing kind of like loses your chance to catch the ball.
Is that been an issue? And I don't know if this is your question, but at least regarding the weather that we've had recent here in Cheyenne, where we can talk with Coach Galicia, where haven't really had those opportunities, especially for you outfielders, to get practice for those fly balls and get that reading of weathers and again the clear skies, because it's just been so rare here in the city of Cheyenne. Is that something to kind of, if you had to lay a blame on, would it be of just not getting those reps in, getting that practice due to the weather out here in Cheyenne?
I feel like that might be part of it, but we do, like in the gyms and stuff, we work on our footwork and stuff. So I just need to get better on reading that ball so I can just immediately know where that ball's going so I can catch it.
All right, so you're going to be a senior next year at South, and that's kind of a neat deal. And again, too, just one more year to go. Plans after high school?
I'm very undecided right now, but hopefully I will get a college or a scholarship for softball. But if it doesn't, I have other plans. Like I might go to L Trip or UW, just wherever like I get.
You have a favorite subject in school?
I think I like science. I'm pretty good at science.
But nothing wrong with that. Science is cool.
Nothing bad with that. At least where you're looking towards the future of continuing your softball career on the next level, and hopefully you're able to do that. But something that we just had at least wrap up here in the nation with the National Softball at least Championship down in the College World Series. Do you find yourself kind of watching at least the Division I programs, like for instance with the UCLA? Do you watch also too where something that we talked with, or at least I talked off air with Adam Galicia, that there are pro leagues as well? I do believe there was a team out in Chicago that is very accessible to watch on, whether it's at least online, especially where we are in 2019. Do you find yourself kind of watching those professional or at least collegiate softball games when you can?
Oh, yes, I 100% do. I love watching it, and just like the World Series just got by, and I get so into those games because it's so exciting.
Do you have a standout team, program, school that's kind of your favorite?
I really do like the Florida Gators, but unfortunately they were not able to go to the World Series. And I was able to watch them one of those times, or like it was like 2 years ago when they were playing in the World Series, which was really cool for me.
We've been talking to Jordyn Wright with the Extreme 1800 team. Again, she's the right fielder. Real quick before we let you go, where are you batting in the lineup?
This weekend I bat 7th, and most of the time we kind of move around, so kind of just around that.
Now, speaking of the weekend, and at least not to go off, at least cut you off, but at least something that Coach Galicia talked with us, and I'll ask you of what happened this past weekend. Again, you got 3 wins. Unfortunately, you lost in that semifinal game and did not make it to the championship game down in Erie, Colorado. His main issue, or at least he was talking about intensity, that the intensity level was not there this past weekend. What does that mean to you? Again, where you hear that from Coach, what does that mean to you of at least looking back this weekend of what was happening in that dugout, or at least among the team, that wasn't reaching coach's intensity level?
Most of the time we are very focused, but I felt like that game we were not as focused as we needed to be to get that win.
So at least to upend or at least try to get to that level, I mean, what do you need to focus coming up this weekend as you head to Torrington and up to Gillette? I mean, what needs to change so we can at least kind of satisfy Coach and make sure that we are at that intensity level that he wants?
Kind of. So, like, when we are in the dugout, sometimes we talk, sometimes, which is normal, but we'll just be in there, and then, like, we need to watch the pitchers, and we need to see what they're doing when they throw the ball, and, like, just to see, like, so we can get it, so we're, like, when we're up to bat, like, we can hit that ball and know what's going on.
Final thought from me to you, and I want to thank you for joining us today. Do appreciate that. You know, the word team is always used, and again, we're all from different schools, different areas. Do you see this 18 and under team as the team right now? Are you guys ready to take that, take your business to the next level?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Our team is great this year, and I always love working with them.
All right, sounds good. We want to thank Jordyn Wright for joining us. Hey, congratulations on getting through your junior year. One more to go. 11 down and one more to go. As you'll be a senior at South High. She's a fan of the Fighting Bison, and of course too. We wish her all the best in continued success with the 18 and other extreme. We are going to take a timeout. We'll be back with more here on Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Cheyenne's oldest coin dealer and supplier, The Coin Shop, is proud to serve the community since 1982. Trade or sell your gold, silver, and other precious metals. Visit with David and the knowledgeable staff for a fair and honest assessment of your valuables. Located at 510 West Lincoln Way. Call them today at 778-7196 to schedule your personal consultation.
Join us for a free celebration of summer at the Community Recs and Events Super Day 2019. Saturday, June 22nd from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Sponsored by Holly Frontier. Visit food trucks and vendors. Get soaked in a squirt gun fight. Bounce through inflatables or test your hand at kids' carnival rides. A fun outdoor event for the whole family. Now located in North Lions Park. Don't forget the free concerts in the amphitheater, Joe Sjogren Shanghai, and Larger Than Life March 4th. Visit CheyenneRec.org for more details.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit, so you can bank how you want when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
You can count on Platte Valley Bank. Community banking for you.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Come one, come all. The Capital Lumber Company's 11th annual Bell Santa races on Wednesday, June 19th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. The entry fee is free, and you can register today at the Capital Lumber Company inside. Also, you can do it on their website and Facebook page. Prizes will be awarded for first, second, and third, and most creative belt sander. It's fun for the whole family at Capital Lumber Company's 11th annual Belt Sander races, Wednesday, June 19th at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast, only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day, at Windmill and Del Range.
If it happens on the diamond, the hardwood, the field, or even the ice, we'll talk about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hi, this is Nick Peretti inviting you to join Larry Peretti and myself each weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. as we, along with our special guests, talk sports locally, regionally, and nationally. And you can chat with us too at 307-514-1071. It's Wyoming Sports Talk today only on 1480 KRAE, and you can stream live with us at 1480krae.com.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, sunshine expected daytime high is 69. For tonight, partly cloudy. Our low dropping down to 44 degrees. For tomorrow, Tuesday, mostly sunny. With a chance for showers and afternoon thunderboomers, we're calling for a daytime high of 67. And Tuesday night, it's going to be partly cloudy with our low dropping down to 41 degrees.
Fat, lazy, and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Once again, thank you to Adam Galicia, along with his player, Jordyn Wright, joining us here most recently. And then again, earlier in the program, Lain, along with Dawson Macleary. By the way, double dip tomorrow, Powers Field.
Yeah.
For Post 6, as they will take on the Rough Riders of Gillette. And we'll be there tomorrow. We're going to both go to I don't know if Pops could make a double dip, but I know I'll be there for game 1. But here's the deal. We're going to be wrapping things up here tomorrow, abbreviated program, so we can get out there and support the Sixers.
Which we encourage you folks out there in Cheyenne as well, too.
Because I guarantee you Gillette will be here tomorrow.
Yeah, we don't want to hear from Lain fans. So, but at least, let's be honest, they're loud and obnoxious. They always are.
Let's not start a city war now. Come on.
Why not? There already is one. So at this point, again, I'll feel the fire at this point. Again, I'll be honest. Again, Gillette fans are obnoxious.
You're a dog.
So what? They hate me in Casper. They probably hate me in Gillette as well, too.
Well,
no love lost.
You're going to be like somebody I used to know, I used to work for. And
I'm speaking the truth.
He's hated everywhere.
I'm speaking the truth. Again, let's be honest.
I think he's even hated his own building.
Well, I don't know about that. But either way, though, again, I at least do recommend folks, or at least encourage folks to head on over to Powers Field. Again, 4 and 6:30 tentative start times tomorrow for Cheyenne Post 6 in action. Again, these games matter a lot towards the conference play. Again, as they take on Gillette there at Powers Field. So, again, go at least attend. Again, with Cheyenne Post 6, with also the Cheyenne Mustangs, again, those at least games are not free, unfortunately. Again, they do have a gate charge, I do believe, about $5 or so. So, again, if you got $5, head on over to the ballpark and at least go and support our local teams. So, looking forward to that tomorrow. But for tonight, again, a big game coming up, at least away as we get away from baseball, as we talked plenty about it. Hoops, again, it is big tonight, especially for the Golden State Warriors.
But let me stop you right away, because, again, you are the man who said Warriors in 5. I said Warriors in 6.
Yeah, I said that before the series before we had Clay go down. We have Kevon Looney.
You think that made...
I think it made one difference in
game 3.
In a game. Kevon Looney, where he's been questionable. Again, Andrew Bogut, as much as he's useless, he's been
awful.
Useless. Again, the rumors that were circulating around KD's return of he was going to be at some point, maybe game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4. At least breaking news that was about an hour and a half ago that Kevin Durant will be in action. He will start for however long, we do not know, but again, will be at tonight's game, the do-or-die situation for the Golden State Warriors. He will start tonight with that calf injury. I'm assuming he is not 100%. He's got to be around 50, 60, probably not that well, but the Warriors are at that desperate point of saying, hey, we need your help, and we need it now, since we are trying to dig ourselves out of this trench, because, again, it is do or die for the next remaining games for the Golden State Warriors. So as they look to at least amend or at least repeat history in a favorable way, being down.
The Cavaliers did it.
I'm just saying, again, where they've been ahead 3-1, now they are down 3-1, so the possibility is there. It's happened before. It happened recently, so it's there for Golden State. So tonight is huge for the Warriors to get that win.
I don't have a good feeling about tonight. And, again, the Warriors, who played the regular season relatively healthy. Let's give them their due. They were relatively healthy throughout the course of the year. They had Boogie come back about halfway through the season. But all of the injuries started cropping up there right in playoff time.
Well, and they're starting to crop up right now in the finals where this team is looking just absolutely decimated. The one lone piece that looks to be healthy, or at least relative, is Steph.
Yeah, and he's played like.
But again, we run at least Steph. Draymond has been relatively healthy, but Andre has dealt with issues. Again, Clay has had his at least calf and his leg issues.
Hamstring.
Again with DeMarcus, where for him. It looked like he wasn't even going to come back for the entire playoffs, and it's miraculous that he's here competing in the NBA Finals. For Kevin Durant, again, where he ran into his issue in the Western Conference Final and now coming back here in Game 5. This is a team that has dealt with a lot of injuries, again, including off of the bench where, again, Andrew Bogut with his issues, with Kevon Looney, his issues, where he was developing and at least trending upwards for the Golden State Warriors. So it's a team that, for me not to make excuses about injuries, this is a team that has been decimated by injuries, and it is definitely feeling the effects. But it's trying to stay competitive with the Toronto Raptors, but the Raptors are proving to be just way too much right now.
Well, and here's the deal. If Toronto happens to win tonight and wrap it up, the best team won. I mean, that's all there is to it. I mean, we can't sit here and dwell on the fact that KD didn't play. We can't dwell on the fact that Boogie wasn't available for most of the series, that Clay got hurt in Game 2. Andre Iguodala's been injured. I mean, again, listen to what I just said there. Those four names, that's some top-tier talent for the Warriors that has not played. But you can't take away the fact that the Raptors have stepped up their game, not so much Kawhi Leonard, we expect that. But the supporting cast, you got to tip your cap. The supporting cast has played good basketball. That's why Toronto's up 3-1. If they were playing kind of like they did against in the not so much the championship series against Milwaukee, I guess you could throw Milwaukee in. Then I'd say the series would probably be 2-2, 2-3, or 3-2 in favor of the Warriors. All of a sudden, their names have stepped up, and again too, the Warriors are a much smaller team, and they're getting beaten. They're getting beaten by the big size.
Yeah, they certainly are feeling the effects right now. Again, where you don't really have an answer with the size that you do have, that is kind of proven to be either injured or just just useless for the Golden State Warriors.
They're being out-muscled, Nick. I guess that would be the easiest way to say it. Underneath, they are being bullied.
Yeah, they certainly are. But tonight, though, again, it is going to be do or die for the Golden State Warriors. I don't expect Toronto to wrap it up here tonight, as much as those fans wanted to get it done again for their first NBA championship, or at least possibility to wrap it at home. I just don't see it, especially now where you have KD potentially coming back, where KD is going to fight through his injury, fight through and give everything that he's got to bring back this team and get them to a Game 6 and elevate to get it back to Oakland. Toronto, yes, you have an opportunity to take advantage of a team that is very down and out right now, that is very just injury-riddled at this point in time. But I just feel like with the news that is surrounding, Golden State has kind of hyped themselves up to this point of saying, hey, we've been here before. We were on the positive side of this, and we saw it slip out of our fingers. What says that history can't be in favor for us right now? And with the news of Kevin Durant coming back tonight, playing, and hopefully giving it his all for the Golden State Warriors, something tells me that tonight could be that shift for the Golden State Warriors to get this to Game 7 and still have a shot in the NBA Finals. Again, for tonight, I don't say that this is the end point for Golden State. I don't think Golden State is out of this game already. They have a shot. Again, they are back-to-back champions for a reason. It is a team that's still going to fight until the last second in the last whistle.
And I can't handicap this one. I don't know, because, again, we're going to have to watch very closely here. I would say the opening quarter, how much of Kevin Durant will be a factor? Will Kevin Durant be in for 6 minutes of the first quarter? Is he ready to go the Kevin Durant route for the entire ball game? Is Clay's hamstring totally healed
and that could
up?
be the best kept secret right now of what Golden State has been doing. Have they been just kind of trolling us the whole time of just saying and alluding, oh, he's not ready, or it looks a lot worse, and then here we are, do or die, Kevin Durant, oh, he's apparently ready. Where every aspect, every news outlet has said that he hasn't had a whole lot of practice time. He has not been shooting around. and it looks like he's not going to return at any point in time of this NBA Finals, but all of a sudden he's starting, he's playing, Game 5, do or die. It begs a lot of question marks of what is going on right now behind the scenes with Golden State and this Warriors team is this the best kept secret right now in NBA of Kevin Durant's actually a lot healthier than what we probably assume?
Or do the Warriors just fold up tents and say, hey, we'll be back next year and we're going to try to re-sign Clay and we're going to keep you posted on Kevin Durant? There's been all kinds of things that have been going around. I think somebody saw a shirt where it was kind of an innuendo that Kevin Durant was already making noise that he was going to be a Knick next year. I just hate all this stuff. I wish that the Warriors would get their shop in order after the season's all done and get everybody all signed. Because I have a feeling Clay is going to be back. I still believe that Durant's going to be back next year as well.
Well, again, we'll see. That's going to be the hectic offseason that's going to be as we, again, await what those two decide. Again, Anthony Davis, trade talks have already begun. We have teams announced of what the Pelicans are going to be working on. But as we continue to focus on the NBA Finals, and since we missed, or at least I missed a few days being away in Chicago, where, again, a lot of games were played in this NBA Finals. Also, too, we had another controversy, at least not inside of the game, but regarding the game, out in Oracle Arena with at least with an executive, or not even exec, but a financer for the Golden State Warriors, someone who,
and now he's banned for a year.
And
$500,000.
At least here we are with the final minutes before we wrap up today's show, and I'll at least end on that to talk about that situation again. If you've not seen it, where that person who was sitting on the sideline, front row, happened to, at least where Kyle Lowry was heading into the crowd to at least save a ball. His momentum carried him, as you kind of see. It happens.
He bowled over those people.
But it happens a lot in the NBA. And again, whether that was intentional or if it was a momentum, who knows? Again, it's to be at least. It's not a major factor at this point in time. But what is the big factor is, again, this moron that goes and pushes Kyle Lowry, again, tries to be a part of the action, tries to do almost like a cheap shot. I mean, what are you thinking? Especially in this day and age where, especially in NBA Finals, that's going to be showcased, spotlighted on multiple angles on ABC. It's going to be everywhere for everyone. Every angle is going to be at least eyes on you, especially there in the front row. And you thought you can get away with something like that? Come on. Show a little bit more class. It's something where, as we give at least guff to Drake of what he's doing on the sidelines of being a cheerleader and just being a goof up there in Toronto, you got to hold your same standards here in Oakland for the Golden State Warriors or any fan base around the NBA. Of there's a point where, again, you're a fan, you're not a part of this. And also, too, it gives you no right, especially there in the front row, or if you're financing teams or again, doing whatever, part of these NBA franchises, doesn't give you the right
sorry you ran over your wife. I mean, that's, if you're going to buy that seat,
you know what comes with the territory.
Yeah, that's right. And matter of fact, we've said that before too when we've done LCCC, and they have the flight deck there. Hey, you're wondering what's going to happen, especially because sometimes people aren't paying attention when the game is on. Anyway, so Mark Stevens, he's that the Silicon Valley billionaire, NBA, or was it the Warriors? Who banned him? The NBA banned him from the finals, right?
I thought the NBA banned him for the finals, and then for
the Warriors suspended him for a year, right? Does that sound right?
Maybe it's flip-flopped. I don't know exactly who or what, or at least what order it was. But either way, though, again, he's removed from the finals. He's out of the NBA for a year again. He cannot attend in a single NBA game. It's not just for the Warriors, but NBA in general. He is not allowed any game for an entire year.
And he's fined $500,000, which is pocket change.
And I think that's fine. I think of...
Yeah, the penalty fits the crime.
I think absolutely. Again, it wasn't like he threw a punch, but again, shoving and trying to assume that he can do that to a player and have that right. Absolutely. I think the punishment does fit the crime of what happened to him. And again, for the ban, absolutely. But again, it just talks to of fan bases, or at least these fans that think they have, they own the players or can do whatever they want on the sidelines or wherever on the glass and have their way with these players or fans or whatever it may be. It's good to see that these leagues or these organizations are coming down and saying, no, that's unacceptable. and not allowing it to slip through and cause an even larger problem. So I give kudos to the Warriors. I give kudos to the NBA for getting rid of this clown.
They stepped up and said, not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, and again, this goes back to our conversation about Drake. As a matter of fact, I was having coffee this morning with a friend of mine, same thing, saying, who is this clown? And again, when I first saw him, I thought he was an assistant coach. He should not have any privileges walking on the sideline there. That's the coach's area. That's a coach's box.
Well, in Toronto,
it's not Drake's box.
Again, they've addressed it, and he's kind of tempered it down. We'll see what happens, at least coming up tonight. So, again, Game 5, ABC, Warriors versus Toronto Raptors. They're in Toronto, so we'll see what happens with him. But it seems like he's kind of calmed himself down and just stayed in his little area there on the sideline. So there is that. Quickly as well, too, as we have a few short minutes left. Game 6. Bruins take care of business at St. Louis.
7-game series. You didn't listen to me.
It don't matter at this point in time. Again, it will be determined. It's going to be. It goes the distance where I thought at first that Boston was going to cruise in this thing and just take care of business. I give credit to the Blues. They still fought and they had at least a chance to get it done at home. Unfortunately, they can't. Now they have to win the cup in Boston, which they can do. They can. Boston can easily win at the TD Garden. This is an ultimate coin flip of who's going to win this one, who has a momentum. I really don't know. I still believe that Blues will win coming up tomorrow, or at least on Wednesday. They're in Boston. I think Blues, as it's a team that learns from its mistakes. It has those bad games and rebounds. We saw that at least throughout this series, and I think they can do it again. I still believe that St. Louis gets their first cup coming up on Wednesday.
I'm going to go with the homeboys. I'm going to go with the Bean Tanners to win that one. So, again, we disagree. So, we'll see how that all pans out here. I think that's Wednesday night
that
they will skate off for Game 7. All right.